What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Swift video. In today's video, we're going to learn all about forms in SwiftUI, and we're going to be building the app that you see here. So we'll take a look at setting up the fields, adding bindable properties, these footers and headers, the button, of course. And what's cool is we can type in these, and you saw there the button animated up. We can scroll. We'll take a look at the whole 9 yards. So here, we can type in a name. We've got a secured field here for the password that the simulator is trying to be smart and fill in for me. But yeah, we'll take a look at this. Looks really nice in light mode and dark mode alike. Make sure you destroy the like button before we get started. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit subscribe for iOS and Swift videos. Get Xcode ready, get excited. Let's talk about some forms in SwiftUI. Quick pause before the video. This video is brought to you by iosacademy.io. If you're interested in building some of the top apps from around the world like YouTube, Instagram, Uber, and Facebook, head on over to iosacademy.io and toss in your email in the waitlist form here to be notified as content becomes available. Content includes interview prep, free courses, premium content, how to build TikTok, Messenger, Instagram, and anything else you could think of in between. That said, let's get into the video. All right, we're going to get started by opening up Xcode and creating a new project here. Under the iOS tab, we're going to stick with the app template, and I'm going to go ahead and call this SwiftUI Forms. Make sure your interface and lifecycle are both SwiftUI here, and of course your language is Swift. Go ahead and continue. We'll save it to our desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and expand Xcode here, hit this button to get our preview loading, close up that right panel since we don't need it, and as soon as our preview decides to load, we jump straight away into it. Sometimes this guide takes a second or two, so be patient. There it is. Cool, awesome. So here in the content view, we're gonna get started by getting rid of this text label that it gives us. And we're gonna first toss in a navigation view with a vertical stack that is going to contain our form. Now, before we actually create the form fields, let's go ahead and give this a navigation title via this modifier here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's call this create account. And over here, we see the title pop up. I'm gonna change the preview to be dark mode. So we can hit that little icon there and we can change the theme here to be dark, and this will update right away. You can also change it with the preview code down here. I just like using that panel. But anyways, coming back into our vertical stack, how do you create a form? Well, you create a form just like that, the whole 2 lines here. And in here, what you can do is you can start adding text fields and secure fields, but you want to add those inside of sections to better organize your code. So let's say we have a section here. We might want to have 2 fields inside here for first name and last name. So we're going to first say text field. The first parameter in here is the placeholder. So I'm going to say first name. And the second one is a bindable property that the text gets stored in as the user types. So I'm going to just make that first name. And before we create it, let's create a last name just like that down below. This should be a $sign, not a pound, like that. And we want to go ahead and create these as state properties. Now, if you're building an actual app, you might want to hold these in like a ViewModel or something, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to paste them right up here. So we'll want a first name and a last name, just like that. And let's see, so we should see them over here. In fact, we do. Let me go ahead and hit try again. Looks like our preview decided to not cooperate. And let's see what's going on over here. So we have a section, text field, text field. That does not look right. Hit try again one more time. Sometimes the preview is finicky, but there we have it. So there is our first name and last name. Now let's create some more sections. So if a user wanted to sign up, we probably want another section, and instead of copy and pasting it, let's not be lazy. Let me just type it. They would want to have a password. So I'm going to do this one here, password with a footer, as well as content. So the content's going to be fields, but what is this footer thing? So for the footer, I don't recall if it needs a string or a label. I'm going to guess that it's going to take a text label, and we're going to say your password must be at least 8 characters long. Now in here, we want to have fields for our password and for the user to enter the password again. But password fields need to be a little different. We don't want normal text fields. So the user, sees the secure password. So we're going to use this thing called a secure field. Basically identical to a text field, except it shows you asterisks as you type instead of the actual characters. Once again, it's going to take a bindable property here, and this is the placeholder. So we'll say create password, just like that. And we might want to paste it down below, and this one might be confirm password. And we'll make this one password again. And then respectively, I'm just going to copy and paste these two states. This will be password, and this will be password again. Go ahead and hit try again over here since our preview is deciding to be weird again. And while that loads, we might want to add, some more fields down below. Let's try that one more time, try again. And there we have our password. So what's cool about this is, let me hit this little play button. You'll see we can actually click in here and we can type. So we can do like John, Smith. And if we start typing in here, well, it looks like the simulator actually decided to try to be smarter than us and gave us like the autofill that iOS does, but you would be able to in a simulator type directly into there. So let me go ahead and get rid of that live preview. And instead of adding more fields, let's talk about adding a button at the bottom. So we might want another section now where we have a continue button. So I'm just going to create a section just like that. And in here, we're going to create a button. And this is going to take an action and a label. So the action is just going to be a simple closure. We'll do something in there in a moment. And here we're going to put some text. We're going to call it continue. And let's give it some modifiers to make it look a little nicer. So we'll say the frame has a width, height, and alignments, 200, 50, and let's go with centered right here. Let's line break that so it all looks nice and organized. And let's see, we also want to give this guy a nice corner radius of 8. We're going to give it a background color of, let's do color.blue, and we're going to give it a nice foreground color of white. And let's see, so we might want to make it wider and have this be centered in a H stack perhaps. But right now it's actually in this like section looking thing. So what we might want to do actually is drop that section. So get rid of that and just toss the button right down there without the section. And let's see if it decides to update and preview. Looks like it has not yet. Let me hit this live button. But it should look a little nicer. I'm not loving how that looks. So if you actually don't want to put it in the form itself, if you recall, this whole thing is wrapped inside of this VStack and then this form. You can actually put it right below the form, and that's perfectly acceptable as well, except it's going to show up at the bottom there. So you might want to throw a spacer at the bottom of that. And let's see if it actually decides to pop up to the bottom. You might need to play with the alignment and whatnot, but let's make this a little wider. Let's make this like 250 and 50. Let me also give this some padding here. We don't need that spacer. And you're starting to put together a nice form. So let's add some more fields with a nice header. So here we looked at the footer for the password section, but let me create one more section here. We'll wrap up with that. This next section is going to have a header. So if you open up the constructor here, instead of footer, we're going to stick with header. And this one is going to be, let's call it address. Let's call it mailing address, since that sounds like a practical thing we might want. And right in here, we're going to create another text field. So let me create them all first, and then later on, we can create the state variables to bind them. I'm just going to bind them for the time being all to first name, but what we actually want is for them all to be unique. So first we'll say street address, let's see, city, state, country, zip code. So here we're going to say city, state, and I guess it should be postal code since that's what most people around the world call it. Here in the States, we call it zip code, and then this one will be country. And just like that, you have a really cool looking section. And what's really nice about this, that I find really nice, I guess personally, is if you were to build this in UI kits, there would be a lot more code. Here you can get away with copying and pasting this stuff, and because SwiftUI views are so cheap to create and destroy, under the hood, this is in fact not only easy but super encouraged. So one more thing that we'll go ahead and do is we could actually take all of this stuff and we pull that right out there. And right here, we're going to create a class, and we'll call this form ViewModel. And this will be an observable object. We can drop all of those in there just like that. And then here, we can just create an instance. We can say a state object of var ViewModel. And this will just be a form ViewModel. These all have default values. And for all these bindables now, you're going to have to go ahead and have this be dollar $viewModel dot whatever property you want to bind it to. This one's actual last name, so we'll do that. This one will be first name. And let me just do these for the other ones as well. So ViewModel, I'm actually going to copy and paste this at this point. So the point of abstracting this out into a view model, the benefit there is, as your views and your data actually scales, you're not gonna, be left with one content view or one Swift UI view with a million state properties, because that would get pretty ugly pretty fast. So I'm not gonna go and create all these states, since I would imagine my point has been drawn at this point. But we have this class which serves as our view model, and as the user starts typing, because these are binded properties, they're going to get updated, in real time. So if I go ahead and hit resume here, we should still be working and we should not have any errors. Looks like we are good to go. And let's take a look at, before I wrap up, what this looks like in light mode. So I'm going to switch that to light, and boom, it looks awesome in light mode as well. And that's how you can create a form extremely, extremely simply. You might, in fact, want to add a divider between this button down here and the form. And how do you do that? Boom, divider, divider, and you have a nice looking divider line in between there now. And that's it. That's all there really is to it. Once the user would enter in their text and hit this button, in the function here, the action for the button, you would do something with form data. Presumably, in our case, create the user's account. So there you have it. If you haven't hit the like button already, make sure to do so. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I'm still exploring all the depths of SwiftUI, and I have a lot of SwiftUI content to come. So definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comment down below, do you guys use forms? Have you used forms? What are your thoughts on SwiftUI? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.